Oh, here we go again. Got another green Varsity. This is I believe this one's like a 74, 75 Schwinn Varsity. Picked it up for 30 bucks again. Already started some of the cleaning. You know, got the rear derailleur to work. I'm not gonna break that chain protector or that, whatever. Cleaned the front derailleur already. Got that going. And got all my parts together. To clean the crankset, clean the bottom bracket bearings, clean the headset bearings, they're already on. Clean the front derailleur, front and rear derailleur, and gonna start putting it together. Man, my shop is just blown up. Look at this crap. It's just crap everywhere. Just crap everywhere. Tires, every time you try to organize this shit, it just gets worse. I don't know what to do. But, hey, you look at that bench. This is where I'm making these CDIs for Bultacos. On account of the Bultaco CDIs take a shit, because they're 50 years old. So I've been making my own ignitions for Bultacos, and there's my little test stand, meter, parts over here for all the junk. Let's start putting this poor thing together. I did sell the last one. I got 90 bucks for it, like I said I was gonna, which is cool. And let's put this one together and see how it goes together. And a day, Schwinn must have been losing money or something, or not making any money. They sure were skimping on the grease. There was just a little hint of grease in there. Not much. Just enough to taste, I guess. And I just don't get it. I don't know why they would skimp on that much on grease. You'd have thought they'd had it by the bucket. It's pretty cool the way these they actually have it's marked Schwinn, and there's actually a part number on it. Yeah, Schwinn National. There's a part number, 6179. Huh. Interesting. But somebody must have forgot the part number for the grease. There didn't have much in there. You don't have to overpack them. No reason to put a ton in there, but just something. Oh my God. There just was nothing in there. You want it to run smooth. Don't fall. But for pedophiles. Just like the other guy, he's for pedophiles too. They're all for pedophiles. Common theme in Wisconsin. Everybody's for pedophiles. Alright, so get that going in there. Get that going through there. And it's counterclockwise on the opposite side, I believe. Or am I wrong? Could be wrong. Yeah, it is counterclockwise. And generally, what you do is you tighten. Once you get this snugged in, you don't want it super tight because the lock nut, because this adjusting nut does have some deflection. So if you have it a little too tight and then you take the lock nut and tighten it down, it'll lock everything in, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to. You gotta take everything back, just loosen everything up. Yeah, just a pain. Yeah. And you should be able to adjust this just by hand. You know, you can get it pretty close. Just, you know, there's two little. I used to have that tool that fit in those two grooves. The spanner for Schwinn, it was a specialty tool. It's probably rare as chicken's teeth. And it would just, you could lock it in, and then when you took and put the lock nut in, just want such a real small little bit of just a wiggle, couple thousandths. So when you put that lock ring in, it'll just tighten up nicely, and then it'll snug everything up real nice. And it'll keep where is it? There it is. Back in the day, this was the first bike. You're a young mechanic, this is the first bikes you worked on. You didn't work on the high-end 10 speeds because that was left to the big macho mechanic that ran the service department. So you worked on a lot of these. And as a kid, see how it takes that. Once I snug that in, it'll take that, all of that deflection out. That sounds good. I don't have everything, so we're situated where I need it. So once we get that going, we'll do that. What was nice about bikes back in the day is you didn't have to break the chain every time you had to service the front derailleur. Just had to make sure you had all the stuff in it. Let's get you a little more in focus there. Hocus pocus in focus. It's just a little tiny, I think that's a 5 or 6 millimeter, 7 millimeter nut. One of those three. If I wasn't so damn blind, I could probably start it pretty easy. There we go. So that's that. I just gotta tighten that down now. Let's play the wrench lottery. It's an 8. I don't think it's an 8. Nope. There's a 7. Ding, ding, ding. We got it. So that's that. Get it down to where it needs to be. Gotta get it off this top chain ring. I noticed somebody wasn't adjusted correctly. Wasn't adjusted correctly because somebody was trying to saw it out. Some of that rear derailleur off in half. Not too bad, but it's got. Ow, bloody hell! It's a 9. Why do I do this to myself all the time? One of these days I'm gonna buy one of those aprons and put your tools in. Alright. There it is. That way I don't have to search around all the time. One of those park aprons or any apron really. It's just a little. Kind of want this in line with the chain line. Yeah, there. And the other thing we used to do is we used to tweak this in just a little bit so it would kick the chain up a little bit quicker to the top chain ring. Just give it a little tweak, not much. Otherwise it'll, as you're shifting through the gears, it'll start rubbing on this front edge. You can see it's already got a kind of a curve to it, so somebody already did it. Some mechanic earlier on did it. So, alright, let's go on to the next thingy. Okay, the next thing we gotta do is let's just statically adjust right now it's on the there's that little metal plate that's right next to the last gear and it's right on top of it, so we gotta adjust that. I only had a screwdriver to do that. Here we go. This is the one for the high end. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. So much for that. Okay, now we're gonna go to the top. Need some muscle and coordination. Don't get your fingers in the. Yeah, it's all the way in the top gear now. And it's going to the bottom. That's how you statically adjust it. Knife. And that's pretty much it. Not much. It's just this one screw. And the other thing I found out is these are actually made in France, along with the front derailleur. They're French made. I wonder how they got the deal. I wonder who. And like some of my Schwinn friends that know more about these bikes than I do said that they were Peugeot made these derailleurs. Not sure, but it says made in France. So, and I thought it would have been Simplex maybe. and but Simplex wasn't into making steel. They were all plastic, even back in the 70s. Or it was a Bakelite more than it was plastic, and they fell apart. Alright, we're gonna string the. I'm gonna finish with the front half, and then we'll string the bike up with. Okay, I'm pretty much done with this thing. I just need a seat. I'm gonna go look through my other parts bins, the other shop. I got it all strung up. I found some gray wire to kind of mimic the old Schwinn stuff. I couldn't find one for the front derailleur though. Kind of bummer. Got the front wheel. Oh, look at that! I forgot one. I gotta trim that. Trim that one. Front brake cable. Got the green grips on to go along with the green cable ends. Thing shifts beautiful now. Everything works. Pedals are nice and loose. No more sticky pedals. It shifts nice. The only I'm waiting on a tool so I can take the freewheel off so I can clean the chain guards a little bit nicer. And everything came out. I mean, it's got its patina here and there. Well, it's got character, but it's clean. I repacked the front wheel. I couldn't do the back. I did just the other side. I could squirt some grease in there, but it wasn't bad. And then I just lubricated everything on the front derailleur. And there we go. Friction is king. And these are just cheap wheels. Look at that bounce on that one. You can't beat the bounce. But it stops well. Yeah, it's just a weird. The other thing I'm not real thrilled with is this. The angle of the brakes. I think if I pull them back a little bit more, it'll be nicer, but I'm just gonna leave them right there for now. Only thing left is I just gotta clean the wheels, which is, who wants to watch that? That's boring as butter. The front wheel is bigger than the back. Front wheel is a 1.1 1.25. The back wheel's a 1 1/8. But this is a cheap bike. Hoping to, once I find a seat for it, I'm hoping to sell it. I want to ask $90 again. It's a nice bike. It's solid as all get out. I figured out, I just put a piece of clear tape to hold that chainstay guard on. Just put a piece of clear tape on it to hold it there. I was trying to figure out a way to use some kind of a goo or something clear and put it on. Something you can take off, clean the goo off. But I think the clear tape is pretty good. Well, we got another build coming up, and it's another Schwinn, but it's a new Schwinn. I'm going to turn it into a gravel bike, and that'll be coming up. See you guys later.